come to expect in the preseason. You don't want to show that first week's opponent a lot of good film, do you?
No, you're not going to see anything. Matter of fact, you could burn all the preseason film. If you're studying them to get ready to play them, don't even waste your time. The only reason that they do this is to find some players on the team for backup roles or possibly get starters a little bit of work.
3rd and 8. Tomczak under pressure. Under a lot of pressure. And goes down to Mark Gunn, who has made 3 tackles tonight. That's his first sack.
But again, Mike, we saw Mike Mamula be the beneficiary when William Thomas kept Mike Tomczak in. Watch this. He now comes around the corner. Little bull rush. You don't expect that from a little guy. But he uses his speed, at least gets a piece of Tomczak. Now he's disrupted the offense completely, and Gunn gets a chance to make the play.
He's done quite a job against John Jackson. Seidner at the 32. Stop just shy of the 38. Return of 5 after a punt of 41. Mike Mamula, the rookie. He'll be a good one. 3-0 second quarter. There is Deon Figures out of Colorado, has made a remarkable recovery. The victim of a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles this spring, took a bullet in the knee. The original prognosis, 5 to 6 months recovery. But he is back, and a key figure, no pun intended, in the Steelers secondary. Garner and Turner, the running backs, behind Rodney Peete, who is the new quarterback. Garner. Charlie Garner up to the 42. Rodney Peete, the longtime Detroit Lion, brought in as a backup to Cunningham.
I think the difference you're going to see from Rodney Peete in comparison to Randall Cunningham is Rodney Peete doesn't have the arm, therefore he must anticipate routes better. This offense is for an anticipating quarterback. Randall is almost going to have to back it off a little, and Rodney is coming by it naturally. So that's going to be the difference in their throw.
Not the kind of night for Randall you'd write home about. 2nd and 5. Peete dumps it. Got his fullback Kevin Turner, and Turner has a first down into Steeler territory where Myron Bell took him out of bounds.
Well, what a nice job he did for the New England Patriots last year. 52 catches. 7 in 92, 39 in 93, 52 catches last year. You know, the kind of back, you know, the guy that Ray Rhodes says, hey, look, this is the kind of back I want. He's a finisher. He's a professional.
Excellent blocker, too. He was, in college, the blocker for Saran Stacy at Alabama. Garner. Across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Jeff Skanina, number 90, made the tackle. And that's the way you pronounce it. Z-G-O-N-I-A, Skanina.
Sure. It makes sense to me.
Well, they always say, just like it's spelled.
Yeah, right.
You know, you have to be a down lineman or an offensive guard with the name of Skanina. Split backs on 2nd down. Peete goes after Williams. It's interesting. They've got the second-team tailback, second-team quarterback, but they still have the first-team receivers and the first-team offensive line in there. And I think that's the only way you learn something about backup players.
Especially when you're trying to put an offense together, though. I mean, you've got to try and keep that line in. John Gruden trying to make sure that he can see everybody. Ray Rhodes wants to see everybody. These are the toughest cuts now, going from 60 to 53. I mean, you know, you want to figure out who you can keep. How can you protect someone?
3rd and 2 for the Eagles, already leading 3-0 over the Steelers. And Peete wants a timeout. Stops the clock with 5:19 to go. Peete was part of that quarterback shuffle with the Lions, where you never knew from week to week who was going to be the starter.
It always seemed like he was the guy that wound up starting. I mean, they always sort of went back. It was like it started with Rodney, and then it went to Andre Ware, and then it went to Eric Kramer, but it always sort of came back to Rodney. And he went to Dallas last year. A little upset they didn't win the championship. I mean, you know, a couple years ago he would have had a ring. Last year he winds up a little short. Not real thrilled about that. Probably is a little bit heavier than he should be. I think he's playing he's playing at 220. I think he's more effective at 210. I really think he, could be more effective that way. Jeff Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And he's the one who decided to bring in Ray Rhodes, a very active owner in the NFL. Garner. Really have to like the way this kid runs down to the 22-yard line. Only the 7th player ever to go over 100 yards in his first 2 starts as a pro. Then he had a series of injuries. But he's the real thing.
Yeah, he is. I mean, and this is the year he's come on. Rollo McKenzie, big Rollo, watch him do a good job on the nose tackle. Stands him up in the air and then drives him back. That's what you got to do. You got to control the nose. Guy McIntyre picks up the blitzing backer, but you have to control the nose in the 3-4.
Charlie Brown, 11 carries, 48 yards here in the first half. And a chance to get some more. Nice move to get down to the 20, and then he's pushed back. Gain of 3 on first down.
Well, now they're entering the no zone. It's like a no zone for the Eagles. When they get to the red zone, it's like, I don't think so.
Well, it's red as in stop.
Yeah. Actually, the Miami Dolphins don't call it red zone. They call it the green area because it's where the money. No, Don Shula, I think Don Shula uses every advantage to get his players thinking positively. He calls it the green zone. And boy, has Danny Marino turned it into green zone.
Well, the Eagles could use a change in nomenclature if nothing else. They have not had success in it. Pete fumbles the snap and then has to eat it. Lost it again. Penalty marker down. Scanina came up with the football, but I don't think it'll count.
False start, right guard, offense. Still second down.
What happens is with the false start, the play is dead automatically. As soon as that movement is made, the official makes the call. Anything else that happens after it is inconsequential.
So spot the ball at the 25-yard line where it will be 2nd and 12. Clock running under 4 minutes first half.
That was Joe Panos, the left guard. You know what his real name is? Zois Pananagitopoulos.
Very nice.
Yeah, changed it in the first grade. Couldn't spell it. Couldn't spell his own last name, so he asked his parents to change it.
Pete with time throws underneath, and Calvin Williams is mugged as soon as he catches the ball. Gary Olszewski made the tackle again. It's the kind of offense that receivers love. They can rack up some big numbers.
It's also the kind of an offense that needs a productive tight end in the red area, which is something they really need to look at. Reggie Johnson has got to come up big for him, number 80 down here in particular.
Neither team has done anything on 3rd down. 3rd and 9 here. Here comes the blitz. Pick it up, and Pete throws over the middle, completes it. Turner, he's down to the 16. That will be short of the first down. Myron Bell doing a good job in coverage in the middle of the field, and here comes the field goal unit. Anderson, who is 1 of 2 to give the Eagles the lead. And Steeler fans for 13 years saw this guy trot out on the field and defeat opponents. One of the greatest kickers in the history of football.
Only guy in the stadium who can get cheered no matter what happens.
Wait till the regular season or the playoffs. Anderson is 2 for 3. And the Eagles extend their lead to 6-0. The NFL's best pregame show returns next Sunday, September 3rd, but set your watch. There's a new starting time. The Emmy Award-winning NFL Game Day begins at 11:45 a.m. sharp every Sunday throughout the season. Chris Berman, Joe Theismann, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen, and Sterling Sharp bring you the best hour and 15 minutes leading up to all the day's action. So be with us 11:45 sharp.
Yeah, you better get out of my seat, too.
Very provincial.
Yeah, that's my seat. Start moving now, Sterling.
Dean Biasucci probably is not long for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's had a knee problem here, a little sore. He has not kicked all that well. And yesterday, or day before yesterday, they signed Norm Johnson, the longtime Atlanta Falcon,
who is really hoping he doesn't have to kick tonight because he's only had 3 days of work. So the best thing that can happen tonight is for the Steelers not to get close enough to kick a field goal. I'll tell you perfectly honest with you.
Pegram, the deep man, has it bounced in front of him. Got a good wedge in front, and he crosses the 20 to about the 21-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning officially at 1:56. We'll be back to Three Rivers in a moment. Nothing, Eagles over the Steelers late in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, back to our NFL Tonight studios and Chris Berman. Highlights from the Bears and the Colts and our annual NFL Roundtable. Chris, TJ, Joe, Sterling, and Mort give you their predictions on the upcoming NFL season. Unfortunately, we don't have the record of their predictions from last season to compare them with.
I did very well.
Did you?
I did.
You predicted the Super Bowl would be in Miami.
Absolutely. And that we would be there.
Steelers take over just outside their own 20. Fred McAfee is the setback with Mike Tomczak. Here comes Mamula again. Short pass, Big Ben takes it on one knee, gets up out over the 34, and there is going to be a holding call as Mamula was horse collared.
Holding, 65, offense. Still first down.
Watch the left part of your screen against John Jackson, number 65. Mike Mamula, number 59. Jackson locks up this time around the throat, but he doesn't let go. And he throws him to the ground. He outweighs him considerably by about 40 pounds, but you got to let go sooner or later.
Mamula is doing a heck of a job from that right defensive end spot. Tomczak back to the 2, and he's buried. The Eagles have swiped the football, and they have it. William Fuller took it away. Also got pressure from Andy Harmon.
What a nice job by Mamula here. Now he starts outside. You saw him come around on Jackson, so he puts the combination together, waits for Andy Harmon to clear, and then goes in and makes the hit on Tomczak. The ball's on the ground. All right? Now, the official blows the whistle. William Fuller has the ball, right? That's what you think. You think William Fuller has the ball? No. What happened is when William Fuller thought the whistle had blown, he let the ball go. A Steeler jumped on it, and the Steelers got it back. Got to be honest with you. Lousy job by the official. Lousy job. But William Fuller should never trust the whistle.
And a huge break for the Steelers. Tomczak, Mamula again coming hard, and the pass off the fingertips of Zordich.
While all this is happening, the clock is stopping in favor of the Eagles without having to use a timeout.
Mamula's just a terror over there.
It's a highlight film for Mike Mamula. Right part of your screen, number 59. Tried the spin move last time. Jackson was sort of waiting for him on that spin move. That time, he just took the quicker outside.
Here's a Pro Bowl alternate against a rookie, and it looks like it's the other way around. Tomczak has been sacked 3 times and has 3 completions and 7 tries with more flags.
And look, he's even smart enough to know to blame the offensive lineman for moving.
Ball start, 65, offense.
And he's right.
Still third down.
Now that's when a defensive lineman really has the edge, when he's got the offensive lineman ready to jump.
I'll tell you one thing, he's got John Jackson's attention.
The Eagles moved up in the draft to get Mamula. They thought so highly of him. Saw a lot of his games at Boston College. He was just brilliant. Tomczak deep in his own end zone. Deep out, one hand, Thigpen can't pull it in. And the fans not